It is Monday today, and I'm having one of those days where I am trying to get through as many things as possible and try and get as many projects off the ground as possible. And I've also got a couple of campaigns that I'm working on at the moment. Nervous about them, but also excited to get into them. Obviously, we are in a new space. Max and I moved house. If you're a long-term subscriber, you'll know that I don't really do kind of house tours and stuff. This is my office that we're in / wardrobe. So I do think I will do a tour of this space because this is going to be the space that I film in predominantly. Similar to the kitchen, which is kind of Max's main filming space. We've kind of like designated these two rooms, this and the kitchen, as the spaces that will like be on the internet and be filmed, which is kind of decisions that we took really seriously. I feel weird about privacy and security and like being so visible on the internet in general. This is a career that I started quite a long time ago now, and I feel quite differently about the internet now than I felt then. Back then I was like, yeah, share everything. I'll share my soul. I'll give my soul. I'll give my life. I have my own kind of concerns about big tech, and I'm not the first person to say this, that privacy is the greatest commodity. Later today I'm going to London. Our friend Chef Fadi is hosting a supper club at his restaurant with Zaytoun. Fadi is a French Palestinian chef. He actually recently cooked with Max in our kitchen, so I got to eat his food and it was so delicious. We've also got his cookbook, which I will leave linked in the description box. It's called Bethlehem, and it's just a dream. The photography, the recipes, everything is absolutely stunning. Loads has happened since we last saw each other, because last week was Women's Prize week, which was the week that we decided on our winner for the Women's Prize for non-fiction, the first ever Women's Prize for non-fiction. And then it was Women's Prize Live, which is a kind of day of events about books and reading and writing, and I hosted a conversation with Kieran Yates, who's the author of All the Houses I've Ever Lived In. This is a book about the housing crisis in the UK and what it means, what a home means. I have interviewed Kieran on my podcast before, so I'll leave that down below. She is incredible. And in the same conversation, I interviewed Tori Choi, who wrote this book, It's Not Just You, which is about the climate crisis and eco-anxiety and mental health through a climate justice lens. I love both of these books so much, and I would highly recommend putting both of them on your non-fiction reading list. So that was super fun, and then that night we listened to all of the non-fiction and fiction shortlisted authors read extracts from their books, which was just honestly incredible. And then the next day was the announcement event. So when it was kind of like a big party basically, but it's also when we unveiled the winners of the respective prizes. And you may have seen already, but the winner of the 2024 non-fiction prize is, drumroll please, Doppelganger by Naomi Klein. This is a ride of a book. In it, Naomi Klein, the legend, explores the kind of theme of the double, and this is because she kept being mistaken for Naomi Wolf, who is a writer kind of best known for The Beauty Myth, which was a feminist book back in the 90s. And by virtue of the fact that they're both women, they're both North American. I don't know where Naomi Wolf is from, but Naomi Klein is Canadian, and the fact that they're both Jewish, they kept being mistaken for each other. And this gave Naomi a bit of an identity crisis, which is a lull in and of itself, because she obviously wrote No Logo, which is all about branding, and so she had a kind of brand crisis. This book explores so vividly and effectively the world that we're living in right now, this kind of new digital age, this age of misinformation. And she just keeps pulling at the thread of the double, to the point at which I was like, how are you doing this? She's such a deserved winner. I'm so excited for her that she won this prize. All of our shortlisted authors are winners in my eyes. They are all absolutely incredible, and please read the books if you haven't already.
The book ends in Gaza. It came out less than a month before October 7th. The past 7 months, I have been unable to focus on anything but the horrors in Gaza. And I no longer have any doubt about the power of words, either their power to harm or to help liberate. We know that words must matter because so many forces are working overtime to make them unsayable and unprintable. Jobs are lost, careers are ruined, reputations smeared, organizations banned, all over words. Words like apartheid, occupation, settler colonialism, anti-Zionism, genocide. This we might think of as the word front of the war. Though it does not bear comparison with the missile and bomb front, I still don't think there are any bystanders. I think we either come together to defend the right to speak freely, even when we disagree, or that right will be lost. In Gaza, poets, scholars, novelists, and journalists have risked everything, including their lives, to share their words with the world. The least we can do is listen. Thank you for this honor.
As I'm sure you guys can imagine, I was so excited / nervous about meeting her. She is someone who has always challenged corporations and corporate greed, and she always speaks up for the marginalised. She first endorsed the BDS campaign back in 2009, and I can only imagine what it was like for a Jewish woman to endorse BDS back in 2009. You know, now it's still a big thing when people speak up about BDS. Take it from me, I've had lots of death threats. I now have an unboxing that I've been waiting to do with you. Recently, a company called The Revivists got in touch with me, which is kind of a collection of different independent sustainable brands, and they said, would you like a gift? And I was like, yeah, I would love a gift. Went right through the website and saw that they stocked one of my favorite small ethical brands, a brand that I've actually spoken about on this channel before, Valentina Corellas, and she always packages her garments with lavender, which I just think is such a beautiful touch. And this would actually be a really nice thing to do for any kind of Vinted or eBay parcels that you sell as a secondhand seller. Oh my gosh. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Gosh, this is so cool. Oh, I love it. I feel like it would look nice with some jeans actually. Okay, so here is my final outfit that I have decided on, obviously with the new Valentina Corellas jumper. And there's this extra bit of fabric here, but I just tucked it in just to give it a bit more shape because obviously my jeans are really baggy and this is like not fitted. And I'm wearing it with vintage old jeans with my Revival Marlowe upcycled bag, and then my ballet flats, which are from High. I've just emailed Revivers to say thank you for this lovely jumper, and they've given me a discount code to share with you guys. It is Venetia15. That gives you 15% off your entire order, and it's valid until the 15th of July. It's not an affiliate code, so I don't earn anything if you buy something from the site. My office is a bit of a mess right now, but I've got all of these books which I really want to put on a shelf, which is hopefully coming later in this video. And just in case it's appeared already, this is the Sylvanian house. I'm not sure if you guys played with Sylvanians when you were little, but me and my sisters were really into them. So these are, I guess, technically vintage Sylvanian families. I am not just like living out my childhood. Look at this little guy, so cute. I'm making a video this week about IKEA and settler colonialism. Just some light-hearted topics. And I'm basically going to use like some of these Sylvanian houses as a way to kind of hopefully demonstrate the idea in an engaging way. But how cute are they? So cute. Like, what is this outfit? It's giving Bridgerton, this one. Speaking of which, I have really enjoyed the season of Bridgerton. First time out of the house today, and it's nearly 4 o'clock. Always seems to be that way on a Monday. It suddenly got very hot, so I've decided to change. I'm wearing this dress from 1111. It is so lightweight, and 1111 is the most incredible brand. Definitely worth checking them out. I'm wearing my watermelon earrings for a little flash of solidarity, and then my little highs as before. You get your 5 cards. Very cute. I do one very specific smile when I do that shot. I just go into...
Yeah, you do.
Every time.
He had the courage to actually talk about Palestine. And that shouldn't be courage. That should be the normal stance.
Wow. And what book are you reading at the moment?
What's his name?
If there's anything talking in the background, I won't
You can also text.
Good morning. Last night was the supper club at Akub. They do monthly supper clubs with their suppliers as a way to celebrate their suppliers, because the restaurant is all about working with Palestinian farmers, growers, using Palestinian techniques when it comes to food. It really is a celebration of Palestinian food. And at the start of the supper club, Chef Fadi gave a speech and he talked a lot about Gaza, and then was talking about his cookbook Bethlehem, which came out in May. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll leave a link in the description box if you want to check it out. And he basically said, in way more eloquent terms than I'm going to, I'm massively paraphrasing, he basically said, I don't want this book to become sort of a relic of what Palestinian food was. And we run the risk of losing Palestinian food and the kind of culture around Palestinian food being wiped out altogether. So that is why food is so political. I have a lot of calls today, 11 till 11:30, 11:30 till 12, 1 until 2, and then I have therapy from 3 until 4. We give thanks for therapy. And then this evening I've got a call from 6 until 8. So a lot of calls today, which is why I really wanted to get outside this morning, because I don't know when will be my next opportunity. Because also I'm really trying to kind of hustle at the moment, which I feel like not great about saying, because at my core I am anti-capitalist, but because of the last 8 months or so, I have lost quite a bit of work, which is fine. I don't want to work with clients who don't want to work with me because of what I say anyway. Absolutely fine. But it does mean that I'm having to hustle a bit harder to get more paid jobs off the ground. I've been listening to a Radio 4 documentary called Oliver Burkeman's Inconvenient Truth, and it's all about convenience culture and optimization, and asking the question, if something is convenient, who is it convenient for? And crucially, who is it inconvenient for?
Whoa. You never have milk in your coffee. I just got back from therapy, which... that is all I have to say. Max had a baker over today called Ruby, who you might know from the Great British Bake Off. And this is her new book that they were cooking from. This is Ruby. Isn't she gorge? The recipe book has 50 bakes with an all plant option every single time, which is just so great. And they made the plant-based PB&J Milfoy cake with peanut butter, creme patissier and white chocolate whipped cream. Oh my gosh, and look at this photography. I mean, that's a different recipe, but oh, everything looks, that looks very up my street. I'm very excited to get into that. Also love the colour. Oh my god. That peanut butter. I'm so grateful to the Great British Bake Off, because I really feel like it's brought us some sensational talent. Delicious cakes by Ruby aside, our lovely joiner came around today to fit my bookshelves. They're made from reclaimed wood. Very, very excited to have them here. They are long awaited, and I thought I would put all my books on the shelves because I've got a little bit of time before my next call at 6 o'clock. And I also I'm a bit of a mess after therapy usually, so I like to kind of try and do something that's kind of winds me down and gets my feet back on the ground a little bit. So I think this should be a lovely exercise. Oh no, we're colour coordinating. Uh-oh. Not this again, Manisha. Okay, I have finished the shelves for now. Need to get this filled in at some point, so ignore this. This is mostly non-fiction, as you can see. There are some fiction books peppered in there. I have gone for a colour coordination theme again. I just can't seem to escape it, really. It kind of goes till about here, and then we just get different colours. And then this pile here is my kind of current read / upcoming read. So I'm currently reading Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy, which is so brilliant. It's on the shortlist for the fiction prize. This is by one of my co-judges for the non-fiction prize, and you might know that I have a couple of Laura Ashley dresses from the 70s, and Anne wrote the biography of Laura Ashley, and I really don't know anything about Laura Ashley, and it sounds like she had a very interesting life. So now the next day, Max is currently filming in the kitchen with a brand, and so I've like just gone downstairs to collect all the liquids I could possibly want for the next couple of hours, just so I don't disturb them. I'm so glad iced coffee season is back. Over the past couple of weeks, I have really noticed a lot of people being highly critical of certain campaigns and certain pieces of activism, basically. We should critically engage with activism and constantly be thinking about what works, what doesn't, whether or not we need to change direction and pivot, and how we can do better and how we can actually make meaningful, long-lasting change. I witness these conversations online, but I'm also a part of them in real life because I love to engage in this kind of conversation and hear about how certain people think certain activists or groups or organisations could be doing better. And I always just end up saying, really valid, really appreciate this feedback. How can you be in the room? Because we need you. Because often these are brilliant people with wonderful skill sets, and often skill sets that we don't necessarily have that much of in activism. So I feel like a broken record, but I just want everyone to really see themselves as part of the solution, and the solutions come from organising. And so if you're someone who feels like, I didn't think that specific campaign was that good, I think it could be more targeted or taken a different direction, get in touch with that organisation and say, hey, I'm here to help, here's what I think you could do, and here's how I can get you there. And also, this is just activism in general, like, when is an action considered perfect? I've been a part of so many actions over the past couple of years, and I think out of all of them, there was maybe one where we were like, yeah, we nailed it. One. And even then I'm like, oh, there was room for improvement in all of these other ways. Get involved with your local climate justice group, social justice group, Palestine solidarity group, whatever it is. These issues are all interconnected and we need everybody. I know lots of you don't have Instagram and TikTok, and I recently made a video that I posted on those channels about a new documentary that came out about modern day slave labour and child labour in Estee Lauder and L'Oreal's perfume supply chains. And while I was researching this video, I came across some ethical alternative perfume brands. And as if by some weird magic, Fern got in touch with me while I was making the video and said, hey, would you like to try our perfume? Hello, little spider. Hello. It does not want to be on camera. One of the reasons why I really love what they do is because they are all about small batch. They don't want to create any extra waste. As a result, you have to be signed up to be on their kind of list of people who receives their perfume. And they firstly send you a tester of the perfume and some sampling paper. And if you don't like what you smell, you can send the perfume back. They also only create 4 perfumes a year. And then this box that the perfume comes in, this little tray here, is made from mushroom. Lovely. It's already smelling so nice. It's got a real warmth to it, and it's definitely not overwhelmingly floral, which I think can often be the risk. I know that the summer solstice perfume has now sold out because, like I say, they do everything in small batches and you have to be signed up. But I think they release a few extras, probably based on returns. So if you would like to be in with a chance, there's like a ballot process. Do check out the link in the description box of this video. Full disclosure, the link that I'm using in the description box is an affiliate link, so no pressure to use it whatsoever, but I just wanted to be upfront with you guys about that. And please do watch the documentary that I mentioned. I found a link to the YouTube version of the documentary, so you should be able to watch it no matter what territory you're in, and I'll also leave that linked in the description box. It is now the next day. Do not ask me where today has gone because I couldn't tell you. But it's dinner time and Max has made something using Maftool from Zaytoon. Just finished this edit. Let's check in to our Airbnb. In 2022, Airbnb made over $2 billion in profit. Very happy to be wearing one of my favourite summer sets that I've had for maybe like 7 or 8 years now. Yeah, this will be its 8th year, so happy birthday, Somerset. I did promise you a bit of an office tour, so I thought that's what we would do now. Firstly, if you have any tiles left over or you perhaps want to source a tile secondhand to do something like this, we've been putting little fuzzy stickers on the bottom of them, and then I'm currently using it to display one of my favourite Loveness Lee necklaces. This is an idea that I stole from Mimo, so I definitely cannot claim this idea, but I think it's a really sweet one. Also on my desk, you might remember I made these in a YouTube video, I think during lockdown. This is the little flower, I can't remember the word for it, but this is what Max wore on our wedding day in his suit, and we framed it, and I really, really love it. You have already seen the reading corner. This is nearly closed up. This is a bookcase that I've had for about 15 years, I think. If you wanted to find it secondhand, I think it is from John Lewis. And then on the other side of the room, you will see my wardrobe, which I designed with our joiner, who did these shelves as well. And I think clothes tell stories. I think they are art, and what better way to have art in a room than by displaying clothes, in my opinion. So yeah, I kind of use my clothes as the main feature in this room. And then you will see lots of storage for clothes and shoes and bags. And then these shelves are all adjustable, and it's really, really easy to adjust them. You just pop them out and then you can alter the height of them, so that is really handy. And I have exactly the same thing over here. Instead of having a mirror fixed to a wall, I have this vintage mirror on wheels that I got a couple of years ago now, and I just love it because it means I can move it anywhere, which, as someone who takes pictures of outfits in front of a mirror and all of that kind of stuff, this is very handy. Another favourite find for this room is this glass lamp that I got on eBay. And when you turn on the light, it just looks like sunshine. So if you want to find a light like this, I would highly recommend searching for fixed ceiling glass light, vintage glass fixed ceiling, like a mixture of all those words, on eBay or Vinteria or Nachi or Gumtree or Facebook Marketplace. You have to do a bit of searching, but they're around, and I'm just so chuffed with this one. I never thought I'd be into light fixtures, but I am now. And in case you're wondering, the paint that I use for this room is from Yes Colours, and I think it is in Fresh Lilac, I want to say, but I'll look it up and I'll leave it in the description box. I think that's about it for the office tour. I will, of course, share updates as I go if I don't know, purchase any new little secondhand bits or anything like that. But I hope you have enjoyed the mini room tour. It's really nice to be making at-home content, and I will be back very soon with more. Happy summer solstice. I really hope this is a calming, restful, rejuvenating time for you, and I'll see you in the next video.